Hello, and welcome to a special Sunday edition of Fallacy Friday, where we debunk some weight training and fitness trends. What we're going to go over today is front squat versus back squat, and some of the people that think front squat's superior to back squat because it's less prone to injuries. Here's a short little diagram showing why that's not exactly the case. On the left, there's a side-on diagram of a good back squat and a good front squat, and a line through the center of mass. And you see it's both fairly much identical. On the right, you'll see someone with poor mobility performing a back squat, and you'll see that the bar comes away from the center, which causes trunk lean, which leads to increased shear forces on the spine, which is what leads people to think that back squat's worse for your back. And I've deliberately taken a set here. This guy's doing 20 reps. This is the end of the set where he's fatiguing, and you'll see as he becomes fatigued, the bar pushes his trunk forward. As it pushes his trunk forward, the bar comes in front of his center of mass, and that causes him to have to strain with his back to get the bar back in line. And you'll see it very pronounced as he goes down and comes up. This stems from him being majorly fatigued, but what being fatigued does, or what lifting a heavy weight does, it just kind of emphasizes what's wrong with your technique. So this guy's hip mobility is not perfect. It's not bad, but it's not perfect. So you see when it comes out of the bottom of the squat, he pushes his arse up first. Whereas if you watch these lifters doing it, these guys have pretty much perfect mobility. It's not a very good angle, but what you'll see is their hips pretty much stay under the bar for the most of the lift. Their hips swing backwards slightly to get out of the bottom position of the squat, but as they rise past that position, they'll push their hips forward to get it back under. So it's not necessarily a bad thing to have some trunk lean, because it's almost impossible to squat without some. Because the bar, if you draw a line from the side, the bar should intersect the middle of the thigh and be over mid-foot. So as you see, trunk doesn't really deviate. Hip comes forward out of the bottom. You'll see as she rises past that position, she kind of opens her knees up and hinges forward. Here's a slightly heavier lifter, but as you see, he doesn't really deviate backwards too much, and his back doesn't collapse. And this is the main problem with front squat, is when you push front squat to its absolute limit, what happens is the bar will cave your thoracic spine over, or cave your chest down, and this increases the shear force on the spine almost exactly like it does in the back squat. Some of the reasons why that doesn't happen so much on front squat is because of where the bar is on a front squat. It means that if you deviate too far forward with a bar, it falls off. Whereas in a back squat, if you deviate too far forward out of line, obviously the bar is going nowhere unless you dump it off over the top of your head, and things are going really wrong. This is pretty much as perfect as a squat you'll see. He is built for it, but you see his torso doesn't really move at all. Keeps his hips directly under the whole time, and just throw 280 over his head because it's so easy. This is Dmitry Klokov doing a 260 front squat. And what I want you to watch is elbows in his chest when it comes out of the bottom, and you'll see he caves ever so slightly. And this is an almost perfect lifter. Like, this guy's like an Olympic silver medalist, hugely famous on YouTube, immensely strong, immensely flexible, and when he goes heavy, he caves forward. Here's another Russian lifter, Igor Lunkin, I think it is. You'll see he also caves down slightly coming out of the bottom of that squat. 270 kilos, again, almost technically perfect lifter, caving forward. He will have another technically perfect lifter, Zain Razadeh. You'll see, because he's a heavier lifter, he can really get away with it, because when he doesn't actually lean forward, because he's got more of a gut, which stops him caving down so much. But this is real light for this guy, so you're not going to see much. It's 280 for 2, real easy. This guy here, see, look at that. Look at his spinal position there, and that's actually making the lift easier for him, because it's stopping his hips coming out of position too much and dumping the bar. But that's not a great position for your spine to be in, as I'm sure you'll appreciate. So just to clean up on some key points, the reason why most people think back squat is bad for your back is because they have poor mobility and they end up with too much trunk lean. Front squat, if you have good mobility, out of the two, front squat's actually the sorer on your back because it places the bar out in front of your spine, which means you have to overcome a horizontal lever arm right from the start, and that only gets worse as a knee bend increases, as you've seen with two Russian national team members. They had some deviation in their back, whereas if they were doing back squat, you probably wouldn't see any deviation in their back at all. Reasons why I would prefer back squat over front squat for athletes: higher increase of load, so you can develop your hip and knee strength to a much greater capacity. Better increase for load, actually easier on the spine due to the placement of the bar. Front squat's probably better because it's easier to coach, and that's about the only. And if you want to learn how to clean, it's essential. And it's also got a better correlation between front squat strength and clean strength. So if you're a weightlifter, front squat's probably more important than back squat once you get up to a decent level. That concludes this video. As always, for more information, please visit the website www.castironstrength.com. We've got forums up, starting to grow. As of the new year, we're going to be producing regular content, videos like this, training videos, programs, the whole 9 yards. So get yourself on there, get in early, get yourself a nice username for the forums. Happy New Year, and I'll see you next time. This is Mark, signing off.